Hey everybody, welcome to the first episode of Liam Has Hair. I know, it's weird. But what we're actually talking about today is confidence in Counter-Strike and why there's a misconception about the whole idea of what confidence in Counter-Strike actually is and how to achieve that confidence. So I frequent the Learn CSGO subreddit, and there's constantly questions about confidence. And confidence, it's the boogeyman term. Like, it's such a blanket idea of, oh, it's confidence. Oh, you just don't have confidence. Just get more confidence. Just, play more. Just think that you can do it, and then you'll be able to do it. Like, that's not... Confidence is such a small portion of everything, and just the idea of, being confident. You can be confident and be absolutely wrong with what you're doing. You can confidently do something completely incorrectly. You can miss your shots while being 100% confident that you'll hit them. Being confident doesn't immediately equate doing good. So from 5 months ago, this person asked, does playing with more confidence equal playing more aggressive? I don't know how to explain my thought process on why I ponder this question, but I hope someone can help answer anyways. And so the first reply is confidence equals believing in your capabilities, which is kind of correct. I mean, you don't, just because, I know that I could easily shit on, any Gold Nova, any MG, whatever, right? There's no problems with that. That doesn't mean that I'm confident at in the game. It's very situational. It's not, again, it's so much of just used as a blanket term, which you can't do. In my opinion, the whole idea of confidence is just having been in situations before, so you know what to do, or you at least have some sort of play, some fallback idea of how this might work out. You have some preliminary feeling of, I've been in this situation before. If it's your first time in a situation, you have no confidence of what to do because you don't know what will work. You probably can get a good idea of what won't work, but if it's your first time playing a position on CT side, you're not going to be confident at it because you don't know what to do. You don't know what timings to expect. You don't know what plays to expect. You don't know how to read the game from that location in the map, right? But if it's the same place you always play, A site Mirage, you know how to jump spot CT, you know how to do all that. It's not about your aim. It's not about knowing that you're better than the enemies. It's knowing that no matter what happens to you, or, 99 things out of 100 things that could potentially happen to you, you've seen before, and you're comfortable. Confidence is all about being comfortable in your position. This also occurs in team Counter-Strike or league play, right? You could be the best entry on the team, okay, and you're running out there, you're getting all the kills. You're confident in your ability to do that because you're comfortable and you know what to expect, you know what you're looking for, all right? It's not just blind luck with confidence. It's that you've practiced enough at doing the same exact thing that you've seen so many different potential variables that you know how to react. But then somebody hands you the op, or somebody puts you in a support role, and immediately your confidence, again, I don't really like that term, but it is such a blanket term, it's not really specific, your confidence as a whole dips because you're not doing something, you're no longer doing something that you know how to do, right? So of course your confidence is going to dip. Now, when it comes to doing something that you know how to do, but not hitting your shots, that's not a lack of confidence. That's just you're not playing well, all right? If you have done the same exact thing, or you've played the same exact role, or played the same exact position for years at this point, which is the case for many people, okay, I can't tell you how long I've played Window on Mirage CT side, but I've played it so damn long, literal years, that I know what's going to happen. And sometimes I play it well. Sometimes the reads that I get are great. Sometimes the way that the enemy plays really well into my playstyle. Other times, the opposite happens. Other times, they always smoke out Window, and they always smoke out Con, and they're ready for me to repeat. They're ready. So there's counters to your playstyle. Excuse me. There's counters to your playstyle, but that doesn't mean that you're not confident, all right? Now, if you go on a streak of not playing well, okay, is that you're just not confident anymore? What does that mean? What does that mean, right? I think if you're going on a streak of not playing well, you have to take a hard look at yourself and your gameplay and go, okay, what am I doing differently now? Am I just not hitting my shots? Am I getting a little bit over eager because I'm comfortable with my position, so I don't think about all the small little details that somebody new to this position might consider? Have I moved past the foundation so far that I forget what the actual foundation of this spot is? Am I trying to do too much? Do I not trust my teammates, right? One thing to keep in mind that I think is completely overlooked when it comes to Counter-Strike is that if you're playing a PUG, right, if you're queuing matchmaking, Faceit, ESEA, whatever, and you're solo queuing, every single game there's like a 90% difference in the players in that game. You are that 10% that stays the same, but who knows what map? Who knows if somebody's going to take your spot? Who knows what kind of economy you're going to have? So can you get the op? Can you always get the gun that you want? Can you get the utility that makes you the most comfortable? Not confident, but comfortable, right? There's so many variables that out of 20 games, I would say maybe 3 of them are kind of similar in how you play. Okay, especially if you're including like the difference in maps, right? You can't play the same as you do on Mirage that you do in Inferno, right? The map's different. The map's smaller. There's not an underpass for you to lurk through, right? Not including the teammate differences, not including the dynamic of who you're on a site with, right? I usually play window on Mirage, so I don't have to deal with teammates too much, but then again, yes, I do, right? Because there's cat. Do I have a really aggressive cat player? Do I have a really aggressive con player? Does the con player only play A, and so I basically don't have a con player, right? So even though I'm not tied to a site with somebody, that doesn't mean that I don't have to deal with all these different teammate impacts on my personal game. It's not just when you go in, you win one game, you go in and you lose another. It's not just you. It's okay, what was different in that game? Did my teammates play differently? Yes, they did. Now, why? The way you go from there is, okay, what did they do differently? Because that doesn't immediately mean that they played it wrong because they did it differently and you all lost. That could mean you didn't adjust accurately, or you're a one-trick pony. You have one really aggressive play style, and it works on a certain type of opponent with certain type of teammates. But when it doesn't work, right, maybe you need to adjust. And again, none of that has to do with confidence, all right? You can be, like I said, you can be super confident and play horribly. It doesn't matter. And sometimes, in my opinion, if you're too confident, if you're, I don't need to practice, I don't need to warm up, I know this, then you're going to play worse than if you aren't confident. If you aren't confident, you're going to double check everything, right? Yes, sometimes when it comes to split-second decisions, being too confident would be better because you luck out and you don't reconsider something, right? And you rotate quickly, and it happened to be B, and so you rotated there in time, so that was great. But you didn't know, right? So you just got lucky with that confidence. Now, somebody who's not confident in that might stick around to A or 4A for just a little bit longer, and then they rotate to B, but it's too late, right? Just because they weren't confident, okay? I hate the term confidence. It's all about being comfortable and knowing what to do in a situation, all right? You can drill so many different situations in retakes, right? Just in games. If you play the same spot over and over and over again, then you'll learn all the different things that can occur. You know what to look out for. A big example that pops into my head is playing A-Site Mirage, all right? You're playing Ticket. You see a smoke come in for CT, but you notice that smoke came from B apps. It came from the wrong direction that the normal smoke coming over A main would come from. So you immediately go, oh, it's probably a fake, and you tell your other teammates to cheat over. Now, if it's your first time playing like A site, your A anchor, you may not look for that. You may not realize that, okay? So it's all about seeing all these things and then going for what you can. This also happens on T side, right? The whole being confident to aggressively swing out. Like, just to stick on Mirage, you're lurking out Palace, knowing that timing, having that confidence to walk out. You have that confidence because you've gone Palace 3 times before and you've heard when they rotate. You have a kind of good idea where the CTs are going to play. So when you walk out, you know what you're looking for, right? You're confident in your ability to read the situation time and time again. And the way that you earn that confidence is by doing it over and over and over again. You don't have to be right every single time, but if you're right 60% of the time, that's good enough to have that confidence. Even like the first time you get it right? The first time you lurk out and they have their backs turned to you, doesn't matter if you did it 20 times prior and you were wrong every other time. Once you get it right the first time, it's, you know what, this is it. And then you have that confidence, right? You have that comfortableness of you, like that idea of like, I personally can in the middle of the game read what the CTs are doing or read what the enemies are doing and act upon that in a really smart way and have it work out. I'm capable of that. And from there, that's where you build that confidence or that comfortability of doing what you need to do. So I hope that kind of clears some stuff up. I don't know. It was a little bit confusing, but I hope you all have a good day. I'll see you next time, and thanks for watching. I think that's how I end videos. Thank you for watching.